everybody, it's Coffee Morning with Karlos Morale, where I play a game based upon top secret criteria whilst drinking my morning coffee until my cup is dry. And today we're playing DungeonUp by Clewcat Games, the publisher of which was Black Shell Media, and it was released back in 2014 in the cold month of November, where it was chilly. We had a nice extra snuggly warm purple blanket to wrap ourselves in. And now they've gone away, and yet it's still cold outside, even though yesterday it was boiling hot. Stupid April, how I hate thee. Well, this was supposed to be Dark Souls 3, but it's quite obviously not. But look, this game has got a knight in it and skeletons and stuff. So it's not a million miles away. Also, DungeonUp can be stupidly unfair and fuck you over in a way you could not possibly have seen coming. So it has that in common with the Souls franchise too. You'll hardly notice a difference. Actually, DungeonUp is currently on sale on Steam for about 80p. So if your gaming budget isn't quite stretching as far as you'd like and you're in the mood for some dungeon crawling puzzle action, you might want to take a look in its direction. You play as this little blue guy, who I'm going to refer to as Frank. And Frank has come with a dire warning for the dwarves. But the stubborn beardy gits refuse to listen, and suddenly all hell breaks loose. Earthquakes and screaming and what have you. And then Frank gets thrown in jail, which is BS. Fortunately, a handy thief was around to break him out, and now Frank needs to get through a dungeon in order to save the day, which is a contrived and stupid excuse for having us go through a dungeon, to be perfectly honest with you. Why would dwarves live in a dungeon? Doesn't make any sense. Anywho, fortunately for us, the major selling point of DungeonUp is not the plot. Rather, it's the puzzle solving and resource management you need to fire up the old brain cells for in order to win. And the game comes across as like a roguelike, like turn-based movement and combat, but it's actually much more puzzle focused than that. I noticed a couple of negative reviews sort of floating around where I don't think people have quite grasped the idea that it is a puzzle game. Yeah, RPG elements. Yeah, roguelike, blah, blah. But it's a puzzle game. DungeonUp gives you countless opportunities to piss away your valuable life and keys and special items, and you must resist that urge and carefully plot your way through the floors. Where it's interesting is that DungeonUp isn't really about linear progression as such, in terms of floor 1 or floor 40, floor 39, floor 38, and so forth. You've got to sort of constantly go back and forth between the levels, looking for areas on each floor that you can exploit in order to make bigger gains later on. So you can kill Gertrude the Goblin now, but do you need the blue key that she's obstructing? Would it be better to explore different areas first? Or maybe taking out Gertrude and getting the key will mean access to a better weapon and therefore enable you to clear out the group of spiders without taking any damage at all, thus giving you a sort of saving in the long run. So you see, resource management. And it's up to you to work it out. Graphically, you only got to take a look. It's sort of simple but functional. Everything's clearly laid out for you, which makes the decision making a whole lot easier. And it reminds me in quite a few ways of Desktop Dungeons, which Moth Zombie and I played last year. Although it is somewhat more forgiving in the early stages than that title was, which brutalised poor Moth Zombie to the point where I believe he gave up gaming for 30 years as a result. Anywho, it's time for listening to what they've got to say. DungeonUp is a dungeon crawler in which you have to make a choice in every few steps. Inspired by, but different from, Tower of the Sorcerer, DungeonUp is based on procedurally generated levels, so you will encounter a whole new set of challenges in every rerun. This is a must-have for roguelike and puzzle game fans. Features: 50 plus levels in 5 zones with different monsters and theme. 10 plus levels with secrets and plots, 40 plus monsters, and some are with special abilities. In each zone, there's a boss battle requiring you to fight with wisdom. 40 plus unique items, and some are designed with puzzles. Oryx's 16-bit fantasy sprite set, 3 difficulty levels designed for both casual and hardcore players. Maze mode for your coffee break. Explore more fun from tons of player maps. And they're not wrong. The only trouble with it is, being procedurally generated, the game can, well, it can screw you over on occasion. And once you know that that's possible, it can then be hard to give like 100% to working out a solution or like a most optimal route, since there may not be one, and you can find yourself in an unwinnable position based on an innocuous decision that you made many floors ago, and a few life points can make a surprising amount of difference. You're probably smarter than me, though, so maybe that's just me not being very good. In any case, I suppose I can go back to Dark Souls 3 now and try and capture my footage once again. Thank you ever so much, corrupted save file. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you have, please indicate as such by clicking on the like button or leaving some kind of comment, or both, and or subscribing, and or in addition to sharing it out amongst your friends and co-workers. Thanks ever so much for spending your coffee morning with me, and I will see you again next time.